Hi folks, right, this is a quickie, another sort of a Lakeland scene, very simple. This is a piece of 15 by 11 Fabriano £130 studio paper. I stress that. I'm using it mainly because the wet paint stays on the surface much longer than it does on the 100% cotton papers. That's why we can scrape it off quite easily. With the heavier papers that are 100% rag, it's quite difficult. If you cut it wrong, you can't do it. But with the way that we use this paper, it's quite easy, and it's very effective, as you know, I'm sure. But as you seem to like these paintings, I like doing them. Right, okay, so first thing we do is wet the paper. I might even tilt the paper with this one. I want to get a good few colours on there. So we've got cadmium, we've got raw sienna, alizarin crimson. I don't use much of that. Light red, I use a lot of that. Ultramarine, yeah. Burnt umber, very rarely. Payne's grey, burnt sienna, which I use a lot of, and a dirty lot of cadmium yellow, pale, or I can't remember. It's had several versions of the cad yellow, pale to medium, not deep. That's too dark. So first thing, wet the paper and add a bit of warmth to it, a bit of red. I like adding red to these. And where you're going to put the water, just put a bit of sky colour in. Alright, now we're going to go into let's put a bit of blue in to start with. A nice bit of blue. Okay, now get a nice sky colour, which is red and blue, and already there. Alright, let's see how that sort of pans out. I'm not going to move it, I'll just let that flow down. See what effects we can get. It's all very hit and miss, the sky painting like this. You never know quite, but they usually turn out to be passable. Or even reasonable. Right, now the paper's expanded, we'll just reclip it, put it tight, okay, well that's nice, isn't it? Well, let's give that a bit of a dry now, because I don't want the landscape running down into the water. So take your headphones off, go. With watercolour, when you put the wash on, while it's wet, you can paint into it. It's wet in wet. But once the paper or the water starts to lose its shine, that's when you leave it alone and get your hair dry. Then you can carry on painting when it's dry, and you can do wet in wet. As long as you don't scrub the paper, you'll be okay. All right, okay. Now we're going to put a bit of distant colour in here. A bit darker. Bit of blue in there. Something that shows. This is the time to straighten up the horizon. And remove loose hairs. Right, I want to put in a bit of blue, bit of raw burnt sienna on the blue side though, because we're going to put some trees in here. Pull out any loose stray rogue hairs. Now whether you put a reflection in is up to you. And reflections aren't always shown. Sometimes you've got ruffled water which reflects the sky and not so much what's behind. When you do this you need thickish paint, otherwise you'll just lose it in the murk behind. Also gives you something to lift out for the impression of yacht sails. Too much water there. Right, let's go in with some really good dark. Now watercolour paint always dries a lot lighter than when you put it on, so you have to remember that and bear it in mind. Estuary. I've done so many of these, but they're all different. They all have a character of their own, and if you like painting them, just carry on doing them. It's all good practice. Right, let's get a bit more dark in here. Do that here. But if you want to put a bit of a shadow, you can just sort of just touch underneath there. Let it run. Leave some bits. Oh, let's just take that edge out. I don't want a hard edge there. Going to nothing. Okay, that'll do. Well, we can put a little bit in if we want. At least it'll run down rather than up. Okay, so we've got a sort of a reflection. I don't like that. Okay, well that will do. Let's put a bit of foreground in now, so we can do the rocky bit, rocky shore. Let's so we want the dark colour, blue and let's put a bit of red in there. Bit of sienna in there. Bit of red. Good in there. So a bit more blue in there. That's where I'm going to lift out. And we'll do the same the other side, but a bit of Payne's grey, a bit of this, a bit of that. Oh damn. Hate's wearing out. It's a really good one, this, but it does start to lose hairs. Okay, then we can superimpose some bushy stuff on here and cover up some of this background. Okay, now then, get a card. It's all a little bit wet at the moment, so let's don't overdo this. Very easy to overdo. Just take that moisture off the bottom. So you're scraping the shadows as well. Right. Call this rocky shore. Okay, so there you got your rocks. You didn't have to paint them. Put some little ones here. They won't all be big. They won't be soon. Right, let's just reclip the paper. And then I'll dry that, and then we'll get in some foreground texture. So headphones off, ready, go. Oh no, it's a bit irregular there. Right, I'll take a medium hake. It's very cold. We're in what we call northeast Surrey, the London suburb of Sutton. It's a South London suburb, but it's just into Surrey as well. Now, the temperature outside is about -1, so sympathy for those in much colder climes. And foggy, but it's promising to warm up beginning, well, might be later, or, well, we hope so, because I'm not going to go out on my bike on the Wandle River bike ride if the weather's like this. But I think by Tuesday it'll be about 8 degrees. Well, that'll be fine, that'll be okay for cycling. Right, now we're going to get some nice shadow colour. Let's have a bit of green in there. Always have plenty of cloth to take the excess moisture out of your brush. Painting my card. That's stupid, isn't it? Well, a bit of paint's grey, that's the easiest solution to that. I'm warming up with a bit of sienna. Don't like all the paint down there. Now, well, that's worked like that. We can just lift out a little bit. Right, okay, now we'll do some of the other side. So a bit warmer then. Got a bit of a shadow in there. Oh yeah, that's sort of vanished. Very similar to what I did yesterday. But they've all got their idiosyncrasies. Let's scrape out, clean the brush, scrape out a little bit of this. It all goes a long way. Right, now where do we go? This is a number 5 rigger, believe it or not. It's a very good quality Winsor & Newton Kolinsky sable Cirrus. It's quite thick. It's a beautiful brush, but you have to be careful, otherwise you'll get a thick line when you want a thin line. That has all vanished almost, so I'm going to leave that. Quite like that. And, right, let's get a bit of dark. Burnt sienna and a bit of Payne's grey. Well, that just says sort of water. And a little bit here. Scrape out there. There we are. Bird. A lovely shape brush for birds. Right, now I'm going to just lift out a sail or two. Let's find a bit of tissue, a big roll of tissue. Use loads of paper. Alright, okay. Let's get over my little brush. Where it is? Where is the brush? There it is. 1/4 inch brush. I don't know instantly that a while ago. It's just right, okay, well there we are. Let's put a mount on it and that's it for the week. On there. Any questions, always leave a note. Oh, I've got to sign this, haven't I? We're not aiming for perfection with these demonstrations. It's just to help you guys. And if you appreciate what I do, you can always show that appreciation by going on Patreon for a month or two, 3, or forever. It's very, very inexpensive, $1 a week minimum. Just help pop out the materials. Just cover some of that. Okay, right, let's just zoom out. If you want, you can see it close up. There we are. Come out of that. Straighten up. And there we are. Another waterscape. Hope you like it, folks. See you soon. Bye bye.